Hey everyone, so every single morning, millions of us reach for a cup of coffee to get the day started. But have you ever stopped to think about the incredible story hidden inside that cup? Today, we're diving deep into the secret world of coffee, from the beans you think you know to a lost treasure you've probably never even heard of.
We're going to look past the fancy latte art and the cool mugs and ask a really simple question. What are you actually drinking? Because there's a whole universe of difference between coffee beans, a difference that totally defines what you taste in your cup. So, even with all the different flavors and roasts out there, the global coffee scene really boils down to just two major players. They're the titans of the industry, the ones filling pretty much every single coffee cup on the planet.
All right, let's meet these two powerhouses, Arabica and Robusta. You've definitely heard their names before, but I bet the real differences between them will surprise you.
Think of it like this. On one side, you've got Arabica, kind of like the elegant, refined aristocrat of the coffee world. And on the other side, you have Robusta, the tough, powerful workhorse. These two, polar opposites really, define almost all the coffee we drink.
So what happens when you put these two in the ring together? This isn't really about which one is better. It's about appreciating that they are two completely different beasts.
And the difference in the cup? It's like night and day. Arabica beans. They're known for being sweet, smooth, often with these bright, fruity notes and a nice bit of acidity. Robusta, well, the name says it all. It's robust. It's way more intense, powerful, with a bold, earthy, sometimes even rubber-like flavor.
And then there's the caffeine. Oh man, the difference is huge. Robusta packs nearly double the caffeine of Arabica. That's where that serious morning jolt comes from. That powerful kick is exactly why it's a key ingredient in so many espresso blends.
These differences really start right on the farm. Arabica is, well, it's a bit of a diva. It demands high altitudes, specific temperatures, it's really sensitive. Robusta, on the other hand, is a survivor. It can handle hotter climates, it fights off pests, and because of that, it's way easier and cheaper to grow. Your morning brew is basically the end result of this constant tug-of-war between premium flavor and practical cost.
And you can see that play out directly in the market. Arabica, with its prized flavor, makes up more than 60% of all the coffee grown in the world. Robusta takes up most of what's left, leaving just a tiny, tiny fraction for everything else.
So, you think that's the whole story, right? The elegant Arabica versus the powerful Robusta. But what if I told you there's a third, mysterious player, one that's been hiding in the shadows all this time?
Let me introduce you to Liberica. It's the forgotten member of the coffee family, and it is a true hidden treasure.
People often call Liberica the missing link in the coffee family tree. I mean, it's a species most people have never even heard of. It's often described as wild, it's mysterious, and honestly, its story is absolutely captivating.
So its story starts back in the 19th century, in the forests of Liberia, which, you guessed it, is where it gets its name. And for one brief shining moment in history, it was seen as the potential savior of the entire coffee industry. This was back when a devastating fungus known as coffee leaf rust was destroying Arabica plantations. Liberica was resistant, but for a bunch of reasons, it never really took off, and today it's only grown in a handful of places, like the Philippines and Malaysia.
Okay, so when you put them all side by side, Liberica's unique stats really pop. But the thing that's truly wild is the size of the tree. I mean, Arabica and Robusta are basically large shrubs, right? Manageable. Liberica trees can grow up to 15 meters tall. That is massive. We're talking nearly the height of a 5-story building.
And the flavor? Oh, it's like nothing else out there. People who've tried it describe this incredible, smoky, floral aroma. Some say it smells like ylang ylang. The taste has notes of wood, leather, even cocoa nibs. It's just a completely different experience, really complex, exotic, and a world away from your standard cup of joe.
Okay, so if it's this unique, why is it so incredibly rare? Well, it comes down to a few things. First, the cherries take a lot longer to ripen. Second, imagine trying to harvest coffee from those massive trees. It's a huge challenge. Third, that unique, bold flavor profile. It's not for everybody. And finally, there just hasn't been a lot of commercial interest. It's always been easier and more profitable for farmers to stick with the big two.
But all of that might be about to change. As our planet faces new challenges, the coffee industry might have to start looking beyond just Arabica and Robusta for the answers.
Get this. Today, Liberica accounts for less than 1% of all the coffee grown globally. That is the very definition of a niche product. But in a way, that rarity is part of what makes it so special.
And this is where the story takes a really interesting turn. As climate change makes it harder and harder to grow that delicate, fussy Arabica bean, suddenly Liberica's natural hardiness and resilience starts to look very appealing. This forgotten species could, quite literally, hold the key to the future of coffee. So all of this brings us right back to you and your coffee mug. Knowing this story, does it change how you think about that daily cup? You know that old saying, wake up and smell the coffee? Maybe we should start taking that a little more literally. It's not just about getting a caffeine fix. It's an invitation to wake up to the incredible diversity, the rich history, and the exciting future that exists in the world of coffee. So the next time you're about to order a coffee, maybe you'll think about whether it's an elegant Arabica or a powerful Robusta. Or maybe, just maybe, you'll go on a hunt for the elusive Liberica. The world of coffee is so much bigger and more fascinating than most of us ever imagined. So what's your next coffee adventure going to be?